Hey you guys, good morning. All right, so I was looking at Amir, Costa Rica's little village, and I saw this area right here, and that reminded me of Princess Bride. Now, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know where Princess Bride was filmed, but this looks like Princess Bride, this one area. So let me see if it'll show you. It's called Dr. Vengrad, which I also find to be weird. Dr. Vengrad. In English, wooden town set between two mountains. Every year it hosts Kustendorf Festival. And this is, I think, where the statue is of Johnny Depp. So we got Gael Garcia Bernal too. Directors Jim Jarmusch, Abbas Kiarostami, Nikita Mikhalkov were among celebrities to have visited here. So they're calling it a magical village. Magic happens when you know the law. You need to know what's going on in this little village. Okay. Now, do you guys remember Wild Wild Country? It was his name was Osho. He wrote Sex Matters, and he built a little village. I'll show you that in a minute. Because the village is its own jurisdiction, right? So ethno-villages, modern guardians of tradition, welcome you with sincere and warm-hearted hospitality and preserve the way of life of the old days and customs dating back from antiquity. Scattered on hillsides or along winding rural roads, Serbian ethno villages revive the old traditional way of life and its customs. This is interesting. An oasis of tradition telling its own secret and uncovering the unique Serbian vernacular architecture. And treasures the heritage, its ethnocultural heritage of Serbia and ancient rituals. What are the ancient rituals of Serbia? Here we go. Serbian customs include some century-old rituals and ceremonies that have been only slightly changed during the course of time, still have almost the same strength and importance. A number of traditions and customs that originate from ancient times and old pre-Christian belief systems surviving till this day. Pagan. Different rituals and ceremonies follow them in certain occasions and for different reasons, usually believing they will bring help and benefit, The purpose of those customs can be different. Protection of the family, getting children, stealing ovaries, prosperity, rainmaking, driving away the storm clouds, curing the patient. Serbian customs are deeply rooted in century-old rich tradition and are closely connected to certain events, holidays, opportunities, and hardships. With time passing, there were more and more customs. Over the centuries, great migrations, conquests, war, voluntary or involuntary mixing of nations have very much blended nations and their customs. This looks so cute. Like this is the custom, but it's not. Ethno pieces you simply have to own. A jalek is a hand-woven shirt, playful designs, colorful patterns. All right. They celebrate Easter. and I guess they paint eggs. They spend this Sunday together with their families, friends, and people dear to their hearts. Their houses are full of joy and laughter, and their baskets filled with beautifully decorated eggs. Unique Eastern... This reminds me of the Wicker Man, you guys. I don't know if you ever saw Wicker Man. Let me just show you Wicker Man really quick. You can read the rest of that if you want. Okay, so Wicker Man is about a man who goes to a small Scottish island in Summer Isle to investigate the report of a missing child. Okay, remember, missing children are a lure, you guys, are a lure. Don't get confused. I'm not saying that children aren't missing. I'm just saying they use it a lot. It's a horror, so... A conservative Christian, the policeman observes the residents' frivolous sexual displays and strange pagan rituals, particularly the temptations of Willow, Britt Eklund, daughter of the island magistrate, Lord Summer Isle, Christopher Lee. The more Sergeant Howie learns about the islanders' strange practices, the closer he gets to tracking down the missing child. There's a huge thing that happens in this movie. Basically, it's a story about a village organizing against one man, and it's all meant to get him in this. This is going to be a plot. I'm going to tell you the plot. So if you don't want to know, log out right now. I'll give you a minute to turn it off. Here I go. The plot is the man is made to go into this building, and then they set him on fire. This man is here. He's locked in. And this guy, the crazy priest, and then they light it on fire and kill him. All right. So that is, and they're like, you're born for something bigger. This is bigger than you. We're going to burn you alive. So, I mean, where have you heard this story before? Right. And then they redid it with Nicolas Cage. This is part of the Wicker Man. There's naked people. But this looks like Stonehenge. But I don't know. Stonehenge also looks like pi. It looks like the, E equals MC squared, my love, whatever, those types of movies. So it's a horror movie, but it's got a lot of pagan imagery. This isn't Stonehenge, but it's sort of, I don't think it's Stonehenge. I mean, is that Stonehenge? Wicker Man, Stonehenge. Stonehenge. Were there ever sacrifices at Stonehenge? The mythology of Stonehenge is deeply tied to the Druids. So when you look up Andrew Frankel's former wife, she is in front of a picture of Stonehenge, and you see Stonehenge all the time. I mean, they are doing all kinds of things, but is Stonehenge what we're seeing in Wicker Man? They're not really telling me. I don't think that, I mean, where was it filmed? Wicker Man filmed at Stonehenge. Was a Wicker Man banned? It was banned before its release because Britt Eklund appears naked in it. Oh, he attempted. Rod Stewart tried to ban the Wicker Man. All right. But I can't tell if that's the Pagan World Stonehenge Festival and Wicker Man Festival. So some of these movies were filmed at Stonehenge. Clip from The Black Knight, filmed at Stonehenge. Now, if you guys are watching something filmed at Stonehenge, that means they can use it for, you know, Stonehenge. This is Spinal Tap, The Black Knight, European Vacation, The Mists of Avalon, King Arthur, King Lear, Merlin. So whenever you see all this, Tess, The Color of Magic, Curse of the Demon, Wicker Man, a stone circle with at least one lintel. So here it is, dark rituals centered on procreation. Right. So they're stealing ovaries, you guys, and they're using all of this to do it. So, still didn't totally say. It's supposed to take place in Scotland, but a stone circle with at least one lintel. It's got a stone circle, but I don't know if it's actually Stonehenge. I can't really tell. So Stonehenge is these giant Stonehenge. It's like, oh, it's a mini Stonehenge. So it's not real Stonehenge, but it still looks sort of like stone. I mean, it reminds me of it, but it's literally pie. This is pie. So these stone circles are, they're for rituals. This dress is sort of fabulous. That's what they're doing, you guys. That's what they're doing to people. Fertility rituals, naked, in front of, fake Stonehenge, but still, I think pi is the important part. Genius, E equals MC squared, all of that. So they're going to be thinking about egg coloring and cracking the egg. The big Easter lunch. Souvenirs from Serbia, gifts from the heart. I love these old costumes. They're cool. Myths and legends. Serbian cultural heritage abounds in myths and legends, and each corner of Serbia, depending on its particular tradition and influences, has stories of its own. Legend and myths are picturesque stories about nature, history, faith of the world, goods, and man. Right? What's a picturesque story? This is just a little bit more about it if you're interested in looking.